Alright, gang, welcome back to our Can You Survive 25 Challenge reboot here on Zielonka. It is still August. There's a reason for that. One of the commenters in one of the previous videos, I don't think it was the very last one, because I think I had a couple recorded ahead of time, mentioned that this little red circle here, if I go over to it and have everything on and I hit B, which is not normally a button I would hit on one of these icons, it actually removes or moves those back down, and obviously now it turns into a green color. So basically it's blocking all of the pallets, if you will, and now we've got pallets spawning like crazy. Now these are just wood chip pallets, but they're spawning nonetheless, right? So we can actually deal with the pallets now instead of actually just putting it on auto selling. So I have already flipped it back over to storing, and we can kind of go from there. I guess I could put the wood chips on selling potentially, but I'm just going to keep them as storing for right now. It's not going to harm anything. It's not going to hurt anything. And we'll go ahead and turn all these things off, and we're going to go ahead and flip, or I guess I should say rest, until September, and we'll get started from there. Alright, gang, welcome to September. We've got a lot of things we need to sell today, specifically because we're going to need the money next month. Next month, I believe, our sunflower field is going to be ready. So that means we need to start preparing and getting things ready to go on our second farm, which, as mentioned before, all we really have in the second farm now at this point is our drill for it, and really, the actual field itself. We don't own anything else. So, yeah, we're going to have to get going on that, I guess is how I should put it. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. We're going to be heavily doing a lot of stacking and getting stuff prepped here to go sell today. May not be the perfect time to sell all this stuff, but really we have no choice. We need to, because we're going to need that money next month, as I mentioned, right? Yeah, hopefully everyone's doing well today. Things are good, man. I'm so happy we got this JCB. I know we kind of changed plans on the fly for this, but I really wanted this for this farm specifically, for our first farm specifically, because we were going to be doing a lot of pallets here, right? So I really wanted it just to, solely for that fact alone. Really was a great deal, so I couldn't really pass it up. Now, it is raining today. I think it's raining for quite a while. It probably will be raining for most of this episode today. I'm pretty sure, at least, from what I saw. So, we're not going to have a whole lot of time without the rain happening, I guess is how I'll put it. It looks like it's going to stop somewhere around 10, but I'm not sure if we'll actually still be doing anything by 10. We might be. We very well might be, right? We might do a contract, something like that. We'll see what's out there. But most of the morning is going to probably be partaking and going around and selling all of these items here. Now, I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to look and see if we're going to be selling this stuff. And I say this stuff, I'm talking about the wood chips, which we might actually hold the wood chips to the side. But we will look and see if the wood chips can be sold and the wood can be sold at the same location that we're going to be selling this pickled chili peppers at. My guess would be no, but we'll look anyway. Maybe I should have put those the other way. Well, you know what? Let's turn that off for a minute. Let's look and see what we're looking at here as far as where we're going to be selling these things, right? So first thing up, we'll look at the pickled chilies. And we did turn on pickled tomatoes as well. So there might be some tomatoes there too. But anyway. So the supermarket looks like the best place for both of those. Yep. I would assume the supermarket's not going to need wood chips and just wood. Yeah, they're not there. There's farmer's market, there's other things. So those are not actually going to be sold there. But that's okay. How's everything doing here? We're going to need to do some water here. Well, we've got automatic water, but if we need to, we're going to move some water over. We're going to need to get some liquid fertilizer for sure. We're getting a little low on that. I might attempt the solid fertilizer here on the wood, as a matter of fact, because I think that will be a little bit cheaper. So I think we're going to try that. Yeah, I think we're going to try that. Pickled production, things should be going here smoothly. Yes, we've got tomatoes coming in. Oh, I didn't turn on the tomato one. Well, there you go. I didn't turn it on. I thought I turned it on, and I didn't turn it on, so there's your problem. That's why we're not making any tomatoes. Anyway, we're going to go sell these. It should still produce a decent profit for us. So the supermarket... I'm just going to go here and do it instead of going all the way up to it. We know we're going to the supermarket no matter what anyway. It's up here. Okay, we went to that once before. For some reason, I thought it was in the south. I don't know why I thought that, but that's what I thought. Anyway, we're going to head up there to the supermarket. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Things are good here, man. We're going to be doing this series moving forward every Sunday. I've made that decision, and we're still going to be doing the Simulation Sundays. But Simulation Sundays are going to be more of a whenever I have the time now. We'll be putting this in place of that. I'm kind of in the groove to do this series, so I want to kind of at least have a video of it once a week. And due to that reason, we're going to add it on Sunday. So the schedule, which I kind of put up a new schedule approach, and I'm going to kind of try to continue to do that. I know sometimes I've dropped the ball on putting the schedules out, but anyway, on my Discord, I've got a channel there where it's announcements and schedule. So I will try to put up a flyer, if you will, of the schedule each week. I think that's a better approach. So for whatever reason, if you're not on the Discord, there's a link down below in the description. Make sure you join that. Check that out. You can share your progress of anything you're doing as well. Maybe get a little bit of publicity for yourself that way. For anyone who may be on my Discord and maybe is not following you. I also share any video that I post, regardless if it's this channel or my second channel on that Discord. So it's a good, I call it the Zorch Nexus. It's a good location for everything that you might want to know about. All right. So we'll sell those. 11 grand. That's nice. That's definitely helpful. Now, the harvester we're probably going to have to get here early on for our sunflowers is probably going to be an inexpensive one, right? We're just not going to have a ton of money. Maybe the wood, when we sell all this wood, maybe we will. But, yeah, we're just not going to have a ton of money, unfortunately. Now, wood chips, obviously, they're the worst time to sell right now. So I think what I'm actually going to do, just to try to help us, so we're not spawning a bunch of stuff that we don't need. We've already spawned a bunch of them, but I'm going to put these on distributing. I don't think they will go anywhere. At least I'm pretty sure they won't go anywhere. Because I don't have anything else to distribute them to right now. So they should just kind of hang out like in a storing state, which is what I want for the wood chips. The wood is a different story. So $15,000. Is there anything in the used market for us today? There's a nice cloths out there, but that's about it. Don't really think there's anything else specifically that we need. Maybe the plow. Maybe. But I really don't think there's much out there that we really truly need right now. Since I'm not able to actually paint all the way down to the road here, I think I'm going to start utilizing this as my main entrance here. It's a little bit further of a drive, I guess, to get in there, but I'm going to try to start utilizing this one instead. Obviously, there's going to be certain circumstances probably where I will still drive up that way, but since it's not allowing me to paint to the road, let's at least attempt to try to make it a little bit realistic in regard to... Am I going to be able to drive around this? I think so. I think so. Let's set it up like this so we can drive around it. But try to keep it a little bit more realistic about coming in and out of the yard, I guess is how I'll put it. Now, I'm going to have to move these. Where should I move them? I guess just over here on the right side, I for the time being. I don't really know where else to put them. Just going to try to stack them up as neatly as I can here. Right now, the other wood is not spawning, which I kind of expected it to be spawning by now, and it's not. There's 19,842 liters of wood in there at current, so they should be spawning. Now, I wonder if maybe it's because I turned on the wood chips to distributing that there's a bit of an issue here, maybe. These are sliding over the place. This might not have worked out as well as I had hoped. Let's just take it slow and steady there, Z. Slow and steady. Come on, buddy. Don't fall. Thank you. Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe, maybe I need to not have those on. Maybe they need to be on storing, because nothing is spawning now. Or maybe it's because maybe it needs to have the whole entire room open. I don't think that would be the case. Why would that be the case? Why would it need to have the entire space to spawn more pallets? That doesn't make any sense. See, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, buddy? Alright, wood chips are over there for the time being. But yeah, this is not, it's not working. So, I guess we have to put it back onto storing, I guess. And there they go. The wood, for whatever reason, is not populating out, though. I wonder, is it just wood chips maybe that come out then? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense either, but maybe that's what it is. I've never used this production for, clearly. I didn't even test it. I just saw it, I was like, that'd be something cool to incorporate here in the reboot, and that's what I did. It was this easy and as simple as that. Now, I do have the liftable pallet mod on, so I could just lift these up by hand, but the reason why I'm not doing that is because I really don't want to do that as often as I do sometimes. Sometimes, you know, I'm just at a point where I don't want to go and drive all the way somewhere to pick up a piece of machinery for one pallet that's fallen off or whatever it is. But normally when we have a ton of pallets like this... Normally when I have a ton of pallets like this, I don't really specifically want to pick them up by hand. I would prefer to do it the way it's supposed to be done, which is the reason why we bought that in the first place, and the reason why we're doing it right now, even though I've already had some issues here. Oh, I mean, while I'm doing it, I might as well go ahead and just fix all of these really quick. Anyway, that's not my intention, right? My intention is to actually do it the proper way. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. And I know some people are like, I couldn't do that, you're crazy. I know, but I want to get better at it. I mean, I'm not terrible, I don't think. I've had some issues in the past year and recently I've had some issues where it may seem like I'm way worse than I am, but I don't think I'm that bad. I've seen worse, let's put it that way. The pallets are not the easiest thing in the world. I think most of us who play this game know that. They're not the easiest thing in the world to deal with. Oh, easy, easy. Easy, buddy. You went a little overboard on that one. Okay. We just gotta get this one pallet out of the way, and then if nothing spawns, then maybe it's only the wood chips that spawn. And if they're the only ones that spawn, then I don't think there's any reason to even... I don't even think there's any reason to have these spawn on the ground. Because the wood chips, we can just put those in the back of a trailer, right? Yes, it appears that's what we're doing here. It appears that the wood is not going to spawn no matter what we do. All right, well, maybe somebody else, maybe that same individual in the comments can make a note if I'm doing something wrong again here. I don't know. But, yeah, clearly... It's only working for the wood chips, and maybe, like I said, maybe it is just the wood chips, and if it is, that's fine, but... Okay, so that's all done. I've got those back up for the time being. I'm going to keep the wood on storing, because it's not the best time to sell it right now. We would love to sell it, make some money, and that's why we sold it in the last couple episodes, because we wanted to... we wanted to get this, right? So we kind of took the loss a little bit to make sure we got that. But really, I mean, next month it's going to spike a little bit. Is it going to get $1,000? No, but it's going to spike a little bit. Really, most of the year, I think I'm going to keep the wood on auto selling, with the exception of maybe August, September, and October. Now, having said that, next month we are going to need money. One way or another, we're going to need some money. For our sunflower field, right? So, we don't have enough money right now, as it is. We're not going to have enough money if we buy some more liquid fertilizer, or just fertilizer in general, to put in some of this stuff. We're not going to have enough money. I mean, we really need some liquid fertilizer. That's the far one. We really need some liquid fertilizer for this one. These two, excuse me. I mean, all of them, really, but... these two are in a little bit of a worse state. Well, I guess what we're going to have to do is go buy a pallet of the liquid fertilizer, fill up our tank here, at least, and then I guess we'll make a decision on the rest of it, right? What we're going to do. Next month might be a doozy, man. We're gonna have to probably sell all those wood chips, sell all the wood, etc. We're gonna be... we'll see how much money we get. Hopefully it's a lot, but... I mean, it should be, because we're gonna have 2 months of wood here that will be stored in there, and as you saw, the one time we did sell the wood, we made a lot of money. Yeah. Alright, I will head up to the shop, pick some more liquid fertilizer up, and I'll meet you back here. Alright, liquid fertilizer is in tow. Only 2,000 liters of it. I thought about buying a second one. But yeah, we're just going to stick with just the one pallet for right now. Mostly as what I already mentioned, right? We're a little dicey here as far as it goes to when the sunflowers come to be needing to be harvested. So we're going to try to do 1,000. Well, never mind. I was going to say we're going to try to do 1,000 in this one and then another 1,000 in the other one, but it went in the actual greenhouse so quickly that it didn't matter. It didn't make a difference. Oh well. What am I going to do? There's not much I can do at this point. So we'll go ahead and put this back over here for the time being. And we're going to take a look and see what's out there from a contract perspective to see if we can make a little bit of extra dough here to try to help us for next month. I think we're going to be okay. I really do. But, you know, we'll have to see, I guess. So we've got cultivating, we've got deadwood fertilizing, harvesting, hoeing, plowing, rock removal, sowing, spraying, wood transport. Well, right now, I mean, personally, I don't think the spraying's the way to go. We're not going to make any money off the spraying, really. I mean, we will, but you're going to have to buy a pallet of liquid fertilizer again. We're going to spend $959, which is basically one of those spraying contracts right there, gone. So basically, you have $2,113. It costs a little over $2,000, I think, for the actual $3,200. So it costs more than that anyway. Now, are we going to utilize the whole entire thing there? No, we won't. But still, I'm not sure we would. Maybe we would, but I still think either going the hoeing approach here or the harvesting approach is probably the smartest one for us. I'm kind of leaning towards the hoeing one. It's right next to us. It's a field right next to us. It'd be $2,000 to do this one. These are two different types of crops, so we can't really utilize the same thing there. That's the only bonus I think about some of this stuff is we could utilize. We could utilize, you know, the same kind of equipment to do two different fields. These are right next to each other. They're plowing. I don't love doing plowing contracts with these plows. I know they're the traditional plows. I just don't love them. Okay, let's we're gonna do the hoeing contract. We're gonna borrow the items. Oh, look who it is. This is the bigger version of the one that we utilize in the competitive one-tile challenge, which everyone's been yelling at me about for picking this tractor, but it was on purpose. It was by design. I wanted it to be difficult and annoying at the beginning, and that is exactly what this thing does. It is annoying. The small one, at least. It just can't really do a whole lot. Okay, so where are we going exactly? So it's the field right around the side from where our main first farm is. So that should be pretty easy. So let's head on over there and let's get this done, huh? Alright, that is all done. It didn't take too long. It was a little rough. This tractor, similarly to the cheaper version of this tractor, which this tractor is super loud, but anyway, similarly to the cheaper version of this tractor, it was still struggling to get up some hills and things with the shifting of gears, but nonetheless it is done, so we can go ahead and turn that in. Make a little bit of money off that. Looks like there's some more contracts that popped up out here, quite a lot more actually. Still not really anything specifically that we want to do, I don't think. There's some spinach, I think, but I mean, we'll get a little bit of extra from doing that, but we've done, you know, a lot of harvesting with it. This similar type of, it's pretty much the exact same thing, the exact same machinery. So I'm kind of trying to stay away from that for a little bit here. There's some more fertilizing contracts, but there's not really a ton out here. Maybe the cultivating contract. Anything pop up in the used market for us yet? Nope, nothing out there still, unless we want to go for this plow, but I mean, personally, you know, that's one of the things that I've said this many times in the past, but in case you're new here for whatever reason, you know, I try to change up in different series and use different types of equipment, but the problem I end up having is I really don't like your traditional plow. I don't like these. I more prefer these type where, you know, just like the pull behind they're wide. So I utilize these two often. I use this one in the Vintage Survival series. So as you know, as nice it would be to have, you know, one of these plows, it's not for me. So I probably will always utilize these plows unless something else comes out, obviously, just because I just personally don't like the other ones. It's as simple as that. So we've got $14,000 right now. It's not a ton of money. Not really a whole lot else we can do today besides some more contract and or buying more liquid fertilizer and or solid fertilizer, I guess I should say, for the wood. As much as I don't really want to spend more money today, I do think it probably does make sense for us to buy some more things here. At least some solid fertilizer. I'm just going to buy one pallet, I think. They're expensive, but we want to keep the wood production going. It seems to be making us a solid amount of money. So yeah, we'll keep that rolling, I suppose, for the time being. These, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of tempted to buy one more just for the one production, which very well may, the one hydroponic greenhouse, which very well may stop production between now and the next episode. Even these might too, honestly. I think I'm going to hold off on that. I think I'm going to hold off. Yeah, I think we'll hold off. I hope we're going to have enough money by the time the next episode happens with all the wood and all of these. And obviously, if we have to, we can sell the wood chips too. But yeah, we'll hold off. We'll leave the episode at that point, gang. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash the like, subscribe button for me in case you've yet to do so. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Thank you to my members. Cannot thank you guys enough. There's a link down below. You want early access to videos like this one, including the competitive one-tile challenge. It is down below for you. As I mentioned, check the Discord out. Everything else, much appreciated for all your continued support. See you next time.